gosh. I forgot that Alice, my daughter, put, okay, this cat stuff on me. So, I don't know what this is, but I was watching a truck go by, and I had this issue with my car, where I pulled up over a parking block, and my front bumper thing is always, like, coming loose, and it came completely loose and was hanging off on this side. So anyway, it just put me on this whole thing. But I was just watching a truck go by, and I was like, you know what, that truck, like, yeah, it's got more space, but I was thinking, like, it doesn't actually have that much more space compared to just, like, a little car. And as it goes by, you know, the back end at least looks like it's got a lot more. So, like, the front just has less space in front than the back. And I was just thinking about how I just assumed this was a message, because this is the weirdest thing. I just randomly bring my kids to the park, and I'm thinking about this because of that. There's got to be a message there. And so I'm thinking about how I myself want a truck, an SUV, whatever, something like that. However, you know, there's pros and cons to that. You know, it's like people who plan for driving in the winter, because that's one of the pros. That's one of the reasons that I would pay a little extra to have a truck, is that it would be easy to drive in the winter. It's higher off the ground. I can go a little more places if I'm, like, if I'm in a pinch and I really need to, like, beneficial things. But also, you know, there's probably the fuel mileage. There's the fact it's going to cost you more in general because it's a truck. And then thinking about the people, like, it's so weird. All three perspectives hit me at once. And the other one is like, but if you chose to have two vehicles, like, this is like option 2. I hope I can get this out right. If you choose to just have two vehicles, one that you drive primarily as long as the weather is good, whether that's winter or summer, whatever, and the other is, you know, your 4-wheel drive or whatever, truck, SUV, car, I don't know, that you keep, and it's like, that's higher cost too. You have to keep insurance on both, like, you know what I mean? It doubles everything that one car has, okay? And so that's one of the cons for that. But then there's still the pro. Hold on. What's up?
Oh, can me and Gigi go out to the field?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, Mom.
Behave.
I was put 2 stickers in my hair, and whenever I was trying to talk to her on the platform, she is ignoring me.
Okay, that's alright. Just let her play with her friend for now. She doesn't get to all the time. I know. I love you. Yeah, watch your fingers. I'm all scratched. Okay, sorry. So, yeah. So, okay, where were we? You choose to have two vehicles, right? So, the cons to that is, you know, like I said, there's cons to it, whatever. Pros and cons. Or if you choose to be the other person who just chooses to always keep a normal car because, you know, the weather doesn't get that bad as often, or whatever the reasoning is. It's like, no, I'm just going to do that. It has its pros and cons too. You might lose a lot more money in the winter when the weather is bad and you can't drive places. Maybe you get good fuel mileage and whatnot, so that's a good trade-off. But, like, the point is, each option, no matter what, each one has a con basically equivalent to the other ones. Like, it's all actually equal. So it's like this matter of, like, you know how they say pick your poison? Like, no matter what, there's going to be something bad with it, you know? So there's always going to be cons. There will always be. But it's about, like, I guess each individual choosing which one they're going to, you know, sacrifice, give or take, you know. I was just thinking about that. So, like I said, I don't know. I feel like there was something to that. Like, no matter what you choose, it's going to be the right decision. And it's going to have, you know, the dark side, the shadow. That's life. It's always going to have the other thing. And we shouldn't be, but we're kind of, a lot of us primarily, like, conditioned to, I think, only see the cons, only see the negative. And it's like, you could argue the same exact side or counterpoint and be like, well, it saves on fuel, but at the same time, you know, you had to pay the extra money yearly, or it costs more when you first buy it, and the upkeep and all of that. It's not just like, oh, that, or the taxes, and then every time you tag it and register and all of that, but, like, so either way, it's like an equivalent. You're just, like, switching it out. But some people, depending on what you're focused on, am I focused on fuel mileage? Am I currently only really focused on the price at buy, because maybe I only have cash, like, whatever, I have to, like, do this straight out, whatever, like that, I don't know. So maybe you're making a decision and you're like, I don't know which one, just go with the one that's going to make you the most happy and move on. That's what I would do, I guess, or I would want to do. No, I would do that. Yeah. Because it's not worth it if you're not happy. You think everything in life should be fun? Yes, I do. No, but it should, though. It should. I think that was all. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.